For the last 364 days, I've been dreaming about the day when there could be a Joey sandwich with Cody Meyer and Jared Lintner. One more time. We're here in the Daiwa booth to tell you all about all the great new products they have for ICAST 2023. This is Tackle Warehouse. First look at ICAST. Up first, guys, we have the brand new Revros relaunch. It's a spinning reel. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, so the Revros has been around a long time. For the price point, you can't find a better reel. It's really durable, but what they did is they implemented some air technology, meaning air rotor, air bail, which helps reduce weight. There's some other really, really cool features, but for an introductory reel, or if I'm going pond fishing or something and I don't want to ruin an exist, drop it on the ground or whatever, this thing will last a lifetime. So my kid has one. He's pretty rough on stuff, and it's been tried and true.
Yeah, because the air drive system, the air rotor, the air bail, it's about 15% lighter. And I'll tell you a funny story. A couple years ago when this reel came out, I grabbed this reel and I just started fishing it. And I remember telling myself, hey, if I didn't know the price point, I would literally say, this is close to a $200 reel. It felt that good. And the price point is amazing. They're lighter now, they feel good, they're smooth, and a really good drag system as well.
You said this was an introductory price point reel, which for a lot of anglers it is, but really the performance, it's punching far above its weight, right?
Yeah, absolutely. On the Bass Pro Tour, I would feel comfortable fishing St. Lawrence River, catching those great big smallmouth with that reel. They make them in several different sizes, so depending on if you're going after big smallmouth or you're pond fishing, they got the 3,000 size, the 4,000, so on and so forth.
Sure. Great performance, great looking reel, available for pre-order now at tacklewarehouse.com. Up next, we have a really hot little spinning reel. I've owned a ton of Fuegos in my life. I'm sure you guys have fished quite a few yourselves. This is the brand new Fuego LT spinning reel. Cody, take us through this guy.
Yeah, what an awesome reel. For starters, it's gonna have the air drive design here. You're gonna have the air rotor, the air bail. So what that's gonna do, it's gonna make it about 15% lighter. It's smooth, the drag is absolutely amazing. And it's got the Zion V body here, and that is gonna be very rigid. So it's gonna hold all the gears in there. It's not gonna move. Way better performance, making it lighter and more tough.
Jared?
Yes, well, one of the really cool features of this reel, so mag sealed, right? Daiwa's done a phenomenal job with the mag seal technology. This is at an introductory price of, I think, $109, something like that, the first spinning reel in the Daiwa lineup with the mag sealed technology. So if I was gonna go to a lake and then go fish some brackish water or go surf perch fishing or something like that, wouldn't recommend doing that, but it has the capability to prevent corrosion. So it's just like one of those reels that's really indestructible. With that mag seal technology, you can't destroy it.
That's really cool. One thing I love about this reel, it looks like a foreign race car. Yeah. The cosmetics on this thing are so understated. It's light, it's smooth, and you mentioned you were talking about the Revros being a tournament ready reel. This is absolutely a tournament performance reel, wouldn't you say?
Yes, and again, the mag seal, that is so important because for years you had to go to the Surte, to the Daiwa Exist, to something like that to get this technology. So it's so cool that Daiwa is going to offer this, and just like I say, if you're looking for that, you want more of that indestructible reel. We're going to start here with the Fuego. So really, really good stuff here from Daiwa.
Go get yourself a hot rod. That's the Fuego LT from Daiwa. It's a spinning reel available for pre-order now at tacklewarehouse.com. The brand new Tatula 100 casting reel. This is a compact, mean little number. Jared, tell us something about this reel.
Well, the Tatula's been around for a long time. I personally have a assortment of them, and now they made it even better. So it's got the hyperdrive technology. One of the cool features that I really like when I'm fishing, traditionally, it's you want your hands to be a part of the whole rod reel system. So what they've done here is they've integrated this little cutout right here. So it's not just a straight mainframe anymore. It's got a perfect little thumb rest, which to me, when I got this reel and I sampled it, I was like, dude, that's really nice. It just makes the whole combo feel like you're one. You know what I mean? Cody, I know he's more tech savvy than me.
Yeah.
So I mentioned the hyperdrive, but he's got some other cool little features that he likes about it.
Well, easy to say about fitting it in your hand with your big man hands. I have these little baby hands. Cody, you're a big guy. Tell us about this little reel.
Yeah, so of course you're going to still have the T-Wing system on there like all the Tatula 100s and the Mag Force Z, but what is new and special about this reel is the hyperdrive system, you know, and a couple key features. We're going to have a new clutch in here. My favorite part of this here though is the digi gear, and what it is, they're redesigned gear, and the teeth of the gear are going to allow this reel to be a lot smoother. So it's going to be a lot smoother, resulting in more sensitivity, believe it or not, when you're fishing the bait. And there's going to be, you know, with minimal effort, you're going to feel how smooth this is. You're going to be able to turn the handle. When you're making a long cast with like a finesse bait, maybe a little swim bait, underspin, you're going to be able to fish it a lot better because it's going to be so much smoother. There's going to be no resistance on those gears like there might have been in the past. So the digi gear is a really big deal. Also, we got an armed housing on this reel, so it's completely metal on both sides, the side plate and the frame. So it's going to hold everything in there more. It's a very durable reel. And the new gears here, this makes it really, really cool with the upgraded clutch. So all the great features that we had before, but those new gears, I'm telling you, you can feel how smooth that thing is, making it the best Tatula 100 that we've had.
So for folks maybe not familiar with the 100 specifically, the Tatula family can be a little daunting, right? There are a lot of Tatulas.
There is.
And here's yet another Tatula. Tell us how the 100 specifically fits into your fishing.
It does. So I like the 100. It's a smaller profile reel, like you say, and the new one, I'm going to be throwing that, like say, those small swim baits, stuff like that. You can get a really long cast out of it. Where the Tatula SV, okay, you can get a long cast, but it's really designed for those lighter baits, a Cinco, a jerk bait. You need that SV spool to help eliminate a backlash. You do not have that in the Tatula 100, so it's going to be more along the lines of the Tatula Elite. You get that long cast out of there, maximum, you know, distance, you know, with less effort. So really cool. We got a shallower spool. It fits that gap between the SV, the Tatula Elite, and it makes it a really special reel. I remember last year I was fishing with some of the Daiwa guys from Japan, and they mentioned what Jared mentioned, resting your thumb on there. That could be a really big deal. Less fatigue at the end of the day, but that's where I'm going to use it for. It's going to be the Tatula 100, the SV, the Tatula Elite. Those three for me are on all my rods right now for any tournament.
So that's what I do to also kind of a finesse presentation, but like a small jig, or even lately when I got this, you know, to sample a couple months ago, I put a heavier Ned rig on a bait caster. So those type of applications work phenomenal, as well as some little flat bill crankbaits or flat-sided crankbaits that does phenomenal.
Awesome. And I know some guys too, and that's primarily what I use these smaller reels for myself, 10 and 12 pound test. But I know some guys just like, because of what we talked about with the ergonomics, like flipping with this because it's in your hand all day.
Absolutely, you can use that reel for any application. But Cody and I seem to gravitate more towards those finesse jigs, you know, smaller swim baits, things like that. But you can flip with that thing, absolutely. Put some braid on it and let it rip.
Right. That's the brand new Tatula 100. It's available for pre-order now at tacklewarehouse.com. Up next, we have a relaunch of the wildly popular Tatula Elite rods, but these are the AGS versions of these rods. Tell us a little bit about these, Jared.
Well, you know, first of all, Cody is part of the whole Tatula Elite staff, and what that does is these guys work hand in hand with the technicians at Daiwa to build their perfect rod for whatever technique. So right here, I have the Brent Ayler 7'3" multi-purpose rod. In the AGS lineup, it's my favorite rod because I just like, if I had one rod to choose, I can go do multiple techniques. It's a great power shot, jig. I've even flipped with it in some circumstances. So it's just, like I said, 7'3", multi-purpose. It's just a workhorse for me. And Ayler kind of knows what he's doing being versatile, I guess, maybe. I don't know.
He is a versatile guy. Lots of technique-specific actions in this lineup. specifically, tell us about these AGS.
Yeah,
guys.
so you know, again, with the Tatula Elite lineup Jared was mentioning, what is so cool is that guys that are really good at certain techniques, you know, Ish Monroe, Seth Fighter, Takahiro, when
Cody Meyer.
when
Well,
they
I help him design all his rods.
Yeah,
I mean,
hey,
he
I
doesn't-
learned from Jared, so a lot of this, it should be Jared Lintner.
He's
Hi,
never
fan.
caught a spotted bass on a spinner rod ever.
But when you think about those guys, you think about a certain technique. So when I pick up Takahiro's crankbait rod, I have so much confidence that that's the right rod for that presentation, for that bait. And you know, this is the AGS series. So, you know, this is a guide, they're so sensitive, they're a lot lighter. You know, the air guide system here, this is a guide that only Daiwa has on their rods. And what is so cool about this rod, you're gonna see a couple different models here, but for starters, we changed a lot of things. We changed the handles on some of the old existing rods, like the 7.3. We made them slimmer, so they're more comfortable, they fit your hand a lot better, resulting in about 15% lighter to 20% lighter on these rods. So they're gonna be more balanced, they're gonna be a lot lighter. You can see the cosmetics, the colors look absolutely amazing. You know, we went with a different color here, and then an unpainted blank up top. So you're gonna get more sensitivity. I personally think it's a really beautiful JDM look up top here. And again, the AGS guides are a really big deal. And one thing that's different too, so we did add a few new SKUs, Patrick Walters, Corey and Chris Johnston, and you know, they decided to go with a cork handle. And you know, we went with the EVA foam like on mine, on most of the other rods, but there are options, and hey, that's what those guys on those rods, like this is Patrick Walters' 610 jerkbait rod, he felt like was the best for that technique, for that rod. So again, I pick it up, I instantly have confidence, I feel really good about it, and just the whole line, I mean, it's amazing stuff. It launched in 2017, I've been a part of it ever since the beginning. I'm really excited about it. I know Jared fishes it. Everyone that picks them up, you know, whether it's in a store or on the water, is like, hey, you could tell this is like that custom rod feel, but you could buy it over the counter at Tackle Warehouse. So really, really cool stuff. And I think we nailed it with the revamping of the AGS.
Good.
Well,
yeah.
well,
sorry.
and like you were saying, you know, about adding some models. One of my new favorites is that the big worm rod, right? So there's, you know, the fish get out deep, get on ledges. You're throwing big worms, big spoons for that matter. And I really didn't have a rod that I would say that's the rod for that. Now we do, and I've tried it, and I can tell you, it's dialed in. What is it, 7'6", right?
That's, yeah, again, it's a Patrick Walters 7.6 big worm rod. You know, again, he went with the cork,
Yep.
you know, so really, really cool
You got to
stuff.
check that out. It's worth giving a look.
I know you don't like throwing a big worm or a big jig. We were just talking about that the other night.
I have, and I catch them.
I know you do, man.
It's not my favorite. I'd rather be on the bank, but I don't have an excuse not to go do that now that we have the right rods.
Yeah, you bet.
So stop making fun of me, Joey.
I will not stop making fun of you. Tons of great models and actions across the Tatula Elite line. Specifically, the AGS are launching here at ICAST. They're available now at Tackle Warehouse. Unfortunately, we can't hand these rods over to our viewers because really these AGS rods are something you need to get on the water and feel.
Does that have his signature on there, Ron?
This one?
His?
You're putting me on the spot. Cody Meyer.
Hey, you know what?
I was about to wrap it. You want to talk about this rod?
Every rod
There we go. Oh,
comes with a autograph from me or Patrick or Ish, whoever it is.
Not me.
Hey, but again, this is my spinning rod that I designed. Unbelievable 7.4, that Nico rig, wacky rig,
Drop shot.
drop shot tube. All the rods are kind of technique specific. You know, the multi-purpose is going to be a variety of things, but they come in a spinning rod and a casting rod, and also, you guys, you get a cover with each AGS rod. You know,
a nice rod protector. Yeah.
very nice one, a rod protector to protect these high-dollar guides. So great stuff here from Daiwa.
Yeah, and really pairs nicely with this brand new Tatula MQ LT spinning reel, right?
Yes, yeah, this is the new Daiwa Tatula LT, the MQ. It's got the monocoque body. This is the reel I've been using all year. They've been actually really hard to get for a lot of people just because the demand for them. But This is replaced the old Tatula LTs for me and for Jared. And amazing drag, they're smooth. They came out earlier this year, but it pairs up really well. And I'll tell you what, with the reel and the new handle, they're actually more balanced as well. So a lot less fatigue. I suffer from a lot of tennis elbow, and this has really helped that with the balance and less fatigue. Because unlike Jared, I like dragging little worms deep. So we like to do that. I throw a spinning rod a ton. Awesome combination here. Just a whole lineup. Take a look at it. They're beautiful. Got a really good JDM, that Japanese look, and kind of looks like a samurai sword. Pretty awesome.
It looks like a samurai sword. Pick up your samurai sword. They're available now to buy at tacklewarehouse.com. With that, we say goodbye to Mr. Lintner, and it's just you and me.
Just me and you.
And we're here to talk about the brand new Daiwa tackle systems, the D boxes. These beautiful new boxes actually match the booth here.
They do.
Yeah, they're really cool storage solutions though, so tell us all about them.
Yeah, I'm excited about this. You know, for years, I, of course, have been a massive tackle warehouse supporter because I'm a tackle junkie. I love tackle, but being organized is really, really key. And the D-Box is something that I'm excited about. Why? Because it's not just your average, everyday storage tackle systems. It's not like we have just a 36 and a 3700 size. You know, we came out with a lot of really, really cool stuff. For starters, awesome color, they're beautiful, they're gonna be very easy to label, you know, spinner baits, crankbaits, whatever they might be. But some really cool designs. They're water resistant, makes that a really big deal. I cannot stand having rust in the boat, so I feel confident when these are in there, those high dollar baits, that they're not gonna get a lot of rust. But check this one out. This is definitely one of my favorite ones. An amazing spinnerbait box. It makes it so easy to organize. They're all adjustable, every one. You can take stuff out, make them bigger, make them smaller, but just some really cool designs here from Daiwa. Different sizes that, you know, really you're gonna have no excuse now not to get organized. And, you know, with all the Daiwa stuff, there's a lot of thought and process that goes into this. We're not just rushing stuff out. We truly felt like we made these the best we possibly could, and give you just a ton of options, like I say, from, you know, look, a thin, smaller version, you know, where you can fit more in the boat, to the traditional standard, you know, 36s, 37s, the deep box, stuff like that. And this is something that I've already switched over. They're awesome. I stand by them, and excited to have something new from Daiwa.
Yeah, tons of great sizes. You know, everybody's boat has different angles, and everybody orients their boxes a different way. So this will be able to fill up all your storage compartments, all the nooks and crannies, so your boat's so heavy it won't get on plane like mine, because I carry a ton of tackle. But yeah, great looking boxes, great storage solutions. These are the brand new D boxes, available for pre-order now at Tackle Warehouse. And with that, we'll say goodbye to Mr. Cody Meyer. Cody, thank you.
Thank you.
Joining us now in the Daiwa booth is Mr. Marc Mills from Daiwa to tell us all about a reel that has already proven that it can stand up to torture. The Lexa series, 300 and 400.
Yep.
Tell us all about it.
Well, hey, thanks for having me here, Joey. Appreciate it. No worries.
bet.
So we kind of redid the kind of entry-level Lexa. It's not really entry-level. They're coming in at from $219 to $279 on that price. But what we've done is that we kind of got away from our wind-type handle. Just wanted to change things up a little bit. Went to a double paddle EVA handle like that for a lot of the guys, or the power handle EVA on that. You still have your hardened brass gears, main gear, pinion gears, all brass, keeping everything like tight, strong. You know that nowadays these guys are fishing bluefin tuna, calico bass, freshwater bass, everything on there. Aluminum frame, mag force cast control, so you don't have to. You gave me the lefty too, which is really difficult for me. To make your cast, depending on where you want, you can change it all right here on the fly. Just a great reel. Like I said, the 300 size, you're going to find them in a 6-to-1, 7-to-1, 8-to-1. We also have a 5-to-1 in that for the guys that are musky fishing or anything of that nature. Like I said, you got the 300 size, I got the 400 size. Great reel, proven. And this is basically the entry level for our line into that expanded low profile market.
Pretty amazing. You mentioned guys are catching big bluefin on the Lexa 400. And it's also a bass fishing tool.
Yeah,
I throw a 14-inch glide bait on a 400 size reel.
And I fish a 14-inch popper on the same reel.
Right.
Bluefin tuna.
Pretty amazing. So line capacity, right? stopping power.
25, at least 25 pounds of drag, but I've actually seen it closer to 30, but we keep it on the lower side so we don't kind of screw up the market on that.
Right. 30 pounds of drag is probably enough to yank both you and I off the boat.
Yeah, it will, by all means. Strong level line, don't have to worry about blowing those things out. Like I said, it's a proven reel. We've done very well for multiple years on it.
Yeah. So all your big A-rig fishing, giant swim baits on the 400, Lexa 300. I mean, this size is a great 25 plus fluorocarbon, 65 pound braid. For your really big stuff, right? And going to be a great bass reel. Gonna obviously transfer over to that inshore and even some of the offshore
markets nowadays.
Really great understated classic cosmetics on these. Really excited for the new Lexa 300 and 400 available for pre-order now at tacklewarehouse.com. Marc Mills.
Yes. What's up, Joey?
Are you ready to finish strong?
Let's finish strong.
You know what? I feel like every time I'm here in the Daiwa booth, I'm given something that I don't quite know what to do with. And this year at ICAST 2023, no exception, the lazy Fashad.
Fashad, F-A-Shad, however you want to say
F-A-Shad.
it. I like it. Sounds kind of French from you, but all right.
It's interesting. What do I do with this thing?
This thing is actually really simple to fish. So it's very unique. You can look at it. It has this kind of little wing rudder in the front. It's about 3 1/4 inches, 90 millimeters. We're considering it kind of an inshore bait. Will it work for freshwater? 100%. But what you do with it, you cast it and you reel it back in. You don't have to do anything crazy. It'll work as kind of a jerk shad, but it really fishes very well if you just cast it and reel it straight. It'll swim like this, and it kind of rolls, and then it'll catch a current and kick to one side, and then bring it right back. So it's very kind of erratic and kind of an irrational swim. Some of the best line to tie on it, light line, or, here's the thing, straight braid to it. It fishes really good. That straight braid, if you use too heavy monofilament or fluorocarbon, it's too stiff. This isn't a vibrating bait, so it needs to be able to hunt the nose, and it'll swim like this and kick into that, and those little subtle movements really make it cool. Comes in 6 different colors, bright yellows like that, chartreuse, kind of, also some very match the hatch styles, but 6 different colors. It's coming in at $6.99, but it's a really great bait. Like I said, about 3 1/4 inches, probably lays, I don't know, I'd say about a ½ ounce, somewhere in that range, but a great bait.
Yeah.
Good hooks on it, all nickel cadmium hooks, so if you are a saltwater guy, it works well, but it's just a good straight retrieve, and it'll do its job.
How does this thing cast?
Very good. It's, as you can see here, it's weighted in the back. Doesn't really have too much of a rattle, but a little bit. It does float. So when it floats, it kind of floats kind of ass up. And then when you retrieve it, it comes down about 1.5 to 2 feet, and that's where you're going to see it kind of hunt and kick. And a great bait. Guys throwing it for snook, calico bass, barracuda, anything for the inshore species or offshore. And even a freshwater bass guy will do real well with it too. Kind of kick it down the weed line. It'll be a great bait for that. And we've been Daiwa makes some really good baits. We've done a very good job of it. We're not known huge as a bait company, but the baits that we do make are really good when it comes to that.
Did you just say the A-double-S word
A-double-S?
on Tackle Warehouse?
I did. You can say that nowadays, can't you?
Of course you can.
Okay, good.
You
There's
can
other
do
words
whatever you want.
You can on Tackle Warehouse. I can do whatever I want?
No, you can't do whatever you want.
All right.
I do want to get back to this
Yes.
bait, though, because you mentioned, hey, it's more of an inshore thing. When I saw this thing, I thought schooling bass right away. I thought offshore spotted bass, blueback, big largemouth.
Stripers.
Right. Striper.
Yep.
Sure. So I think this is going to have
I said striper. I could have said a different word that rhymes with striper, but I
off the rails at Daiwa. I think there's going to be a lot of potential for this in a schooling environment or any time they're up chasing bait fish. Can be a really interesting, different look. And with that, I should mention this is available now for purchase
at Tackle Warehouse.
Yeah.
The one thing I say, there's not a bait that I know right now out there that swims like this.
Yeah.
So you can get lip baits that all swim the same. Nothing swims like this out there right now.
This is one where I'm going to have to buy one and check it out for myself.
You know somebody.
I do know somebody.
I can hook you up.
I was hinting.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Mills.
Yep.
Thanks for taking us through this. Again, this is available for purchase now at Tackle Warehouse. That's it from the Daiwa booth. Mr. Mills, thank you so much.
Always good. Always fun every year.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
That's it from Daiwa.
See you guys.